Skip it up and that up. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is Rich of ReviewTechUSA, and while you're playing beer pong, your shadows could be having sex. I don't think today's game needs any introduction. This is Streets of Rage 2 for the Sega Genesis, or Bare Knuckle 2 for the Sega Mega Drive if you're overseas. Awesome, classic, legendary beat 'em up. Those are the only words I could use to describe it. I was actually playing it on the hardest setting here because I felt like punishing myself. It's so addicting, it has so much replay value. It's a blast to play in two-player mode with a friend. If you have a Wii, you could download this on the Wii Virtual Console and purchase it on there. I recommend you do that, or get a Sega Genesis and get the Streets of Rage 2 cartridge. It's next to nothing to purchase either on eBay or Amazon or wherever you could find it. Get this game. If you like old school beat 'em ups, this is one of the best out there, if not the best. So today's shout out goes to YouTuber 07972507278. No, I'm not kidding, that's his YouTube name. He sent me today's article. You could check out his channel in the description below. Thank you very much. I'm not going to repeat your name again, but thank you very much, YouTuber. I appreciate you sending me the article on the Xbox 720 specs. Let's get into it. So the newest rumor about the next generation Xbox is that it will have a 16-core CPU. No, that's not a typo. The latest issue of Xbox World reports that codenamed Durango development kits were sent to developers last month. This came right after secret meetings were held in London. Obviously, the Durango kits don't look like the final hardware. The kits will more or less be power PCs in regular PC cases. But the hardware inside is identical to the next generation Xbox, which is set to release in late 2013. Xbox World is saying that the Durango's dev kit is powered by a state-of-the-art 16-core IBM PowerPC CPU, with the dev kit also sporting an AMD Radeon 7000 series graphics card. And yes, they're still talking about a 7670 or a Radeon HD 6670. Either way, it doesn't matter. Both the 7670 and the 6670 have the same exact specifications. Xbox World goes on to say, I quote, "It's a ridiculous amount of power for a games machine. Too much power even. But remember, Connect 2 could chew up 4 whole cores tracking multiple players right down to their fingertips, so it will need a lot of power. But 16 cores though? Microsoft and Sony are standing by their statements that they will not show a next-gen console at E3 in June. However, developers are working towards an LA debut for their next-gen software, whether Microsoft and Sony are ready to show their consoles or not. That'll be funny, they're showing next-gen games for supposedly non-existent next-gen consoles. That's not going to go over too well. So what do I think about these GPU and CPU rumors for the next-generation Xbox? Well, one of them has to be a pile of crap. One of them has to be false and inaccurate. And I'm going to put my money on that the 16-core CPU is just a rumor for the next generation Xbox. First off, even the most demanding games made today are only using 2 cores. So if you have a ridiculously powerful gaming PC, most of the games you play on there are only using 2 cores. So if you have a quad-core processor or a 6-core processor, guess what? Most of the games you're playing are only utilizing 2 cores. Now obviously, as games become more demanding, they're going to utilize more cores and do more things with game engines, but they're not even fully taking advantage of quad-core processors yet. So what the hell will be the point of a 16-core processor in the next generation Xbox? Then what makes that rumor even more ridiculous is this. Microsoft, you're going to pair an insanely powerful 16-core processor with a painfully anemic 7670 or 6670 GPU. You want to talk about a bottleneck? That's like me right now building an Intel i7 gaming machine using all top-of-the-line parts and going, I'll just put an 8800 GT in there. You know what's funny? If you go to GPUreview.com and you compare the 8800 GT to the 7670, the 8800 GT, which is now a 5-year-old card, actually outperforms the 7670 in certain aspects. Not all of them. The 7670 has it in most, but there's a couple that the 8800 GT actually outperforms the much newer card. Point being, that's not the point. You're going to have this high-priced, ultra-powerful 16-core processor paired with an entry-level video card that's going to be a huge bottleneck. It doesn't make sense. So obviously, one of these rumors, either the rumor about the GPU, they're either going to use a more powerful GPU, or the rumor about the 16-core CPU are totally false. One of them cannot be true. It wouldn't make any sense. I mean, AMD just launched a 16-core processor last year for the business market. It's brand new, painfully expensive technology. And they're gonna plop that tech inside the next generation Xbox in this economy? I don't think Microsoft's that dumb. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, tell me your thoughts on this. Do you believe that Microsoft actually would put a 16-core CPU in the next gen Xbox? Or are you in my camp and think it's totally impractical, will make the console painfully expensive, and to have a processor with that much computing power is total overkill and unnecessary? Make sure to rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe, and if you have an interesting news story you would like discussed in one of my videos, send me a private message with a link to the article on either Gtupia or YouTube, and if I use your news story I will give you a shout out in the video and feature your channel in the description.